said, how are you feeling? And he launched into it, Dec. Go on, you've got the Player of the Match trophy in your hands.
Yeah, back to back. Look, I think it's just such a special night for this club. It's a historic night for this club. We have an objective in this competition. We want to play the best teams and we want to win this competition. And there was a lot of talk coming here about them coming back because they've done it so many times before, but we had so much belief and confidence from that first leg that we had enough to come here and win the game, and not just win the game. We knew we was going to suffer, but we knew we was going to win. And yeah, we had it in our mind, and then we done it in real life. So yeah, what a night for the club.
Myles, come in here. I mean, what a season you've had, period. But how was your first experience of the Bernabeu?
It was incredible, honestly. When you see it on TV, it's a lot different to when you come live. So when I first walked out, it's a lot, you know, but just got to take in a moment and have fun, you know.
You are Champions League semi-finalists. This is the first time that Arsenal have done this since 2009. We've spoken about creating your own history, but what does that mean to you all?
It's massive, you know. I sensed it before I signed to the club that we was on an upward trajectory as a club, and you know, I felt it in the players we've got and the direction we want to go in. It's been tough in the Premier League because we lost out last year on a point. This year it slipped away from us, but in this competition we've done amazingly well, and this club's going to do special things over the next few years. We all fully believe it. We have full trust in this manager. He's unbelievable, and we've got players like him coming through, Ethan, other young lads who really want it as well. So we've got a real good mix, and look, like you said, semi-finals is massive for us, and we just want to take tonight in because we want to take it one step at a time. And now PSG next, who are an amazing team.
Well, let's face it, guys, it was never going to be a low-key evening tonight, was it, when you come and play here? Just talk us through some of the emotions in that first half, especially for you. Who wants to take this one?
Let him go.
Okay, Myles, come on.
Come on, boy.
Wait, can you say it one more time, please?
Just the emotions of that first half that you went through. It was never going to be a low-key game. Obviously, the penalty didn't quite go your way, and then, Dec, we'll get to you on what happens with Kylian.
Yeah, it's incredible. You know, the fans, they don't make it easy for us, but as a team, we know it's going to be like this when we came, so as long as we stuck together and, you know, keep backing each other through the highs and lows, we'll be fine.
5 minutes it took with that VAR check in that first half.
I knew it wasn't a penalty. Look, don't get me wrong, I had my arm on him, but you have to do that in the box. You have to try and stop him. Someone was going to let him go, but I knew it wasn't a pen. I'm an honest guy. I said to him straight away, and I said to Vasquez, it's not a pen, and I would admit, if I pulled him down, I would say, but he just fell to the floor, and it wasn't a pen, and I was fully confident it would get overturned, and we just had to stay calm. We was a bit naive again at times. We just had to control the game a little bit better. But in the end, we've got the job done, and it's, like I said, it's a historic night for the club, and yeah, honestly, I'm lost for words. It's just very special.
Very quickly, PSG.
Yeah, top team. Played them once already. We feel like they're a different team to back then. We've seen what they can do, but also we see what Villa done to them last night and caused them a lot of problems. So, look, we'll be working hard. We now have to go to Ipswich on Sunday, which is going to be a tough game because we want to secure that, keep going, and keep winning matches in the Prem, and then also, like you said.
Arsenal destroyed Real Madrid in Champions League. Real Madrid actually started well and had a goal disallowed for offside after 2 minutes when Kylian Mbappé shouldered the ball in from a stupid position. Arsenal then had a penalty and a huge chance to end the tie early. Martin Odegaard stepped up, but rather than activating the Castilla curse, Mikel Arteta's men chose to swap out for Bukayo Saka, who predictably missed. Madrid then seemingly had a penalty as the arms of Declan Rice engulfed Mbappé. But after a VAR check, the referee decided that there was not enough in it. Whilst Real Madrid pushed ahead for the remainder of the first half, they didn't really create anything concrete. 0-0 at the break, agonizingly. The second half brought more of the same, with Real Madrid on top and looking to attack, but struggling to create anything of substance. Arsenal then dealt the final blow as Martin Odegaard orchestrated the type of attack that Madrid had been searching for all game. His clever play found Mikel Merino, who slotted the ball through to Bukayo Saka to score. Vinicius Junior scored a minute later after a huge mistake. But this was not going to be enough. To make things worse, Arsenal won the game in added time when Gabriel Martinelli beat the keeper and added a cherry to the top of their cake. Real Madrid just cannot beat Arsenal. Full-time 1-2, and Real Madrid are out. Angel Martinez Getty Images. Real Madrid crashed out of the UEFA Champions League at the quarter-final stage for their worst performance in the competition for 5 years as they lost 2-1 to Arsenal at the Estadio Santiago Bernabéu to head out 5-1 on aggregate to the Gunners. Bukayo Saka made up for a missed penalty in the first half by chipping Thibaut Courtois to give his team the lead in the second, but Vinicius Junior hit back shortly after as he pounced to score into an empty net after a high press. Gabriel Martinelli then secured the win on the night with another in injury time, again chipping Courtois on the break. It's fair to say that if this were anyone other than Real Madrid, there probably wouldn't even have been talk of a possible remontada. The fact that it was Real Madrid, at the Bernabeu of all places, made it a spectacle and gave Madridistas real hope that if anyone could turn it around, it would be this club. The issue perhaps lies in that very sentence. The hopes of a remontada were built around what this club is, rather than this team. The leaders of previous generations have moved on, and only Luka Modric remains, albeit on the bench. The Croatian actually set a new record for most Champions League appearances from an outfield player for Real Madrid with 134 with his brief cameo. But even in spite of that, the lack of that character and leadership on the field was evident. Perhaps in part, that's why Ancelotti opted for David Alaba in defense, to bring a wise head into the equation. Whatever the game plan was, it didn't work. While Vini and Mbappe brought energy and drive in the final third early on, there was nobody stepping up to dictate the tempo or to calm the nerves as they grew. Without that, a remontada became increasingly impossible. The decision to go with Fede Valverde and David Alaba at fullback in the first leg was the source of some criticism for Carlo Ancelotti. Alaba struggled up against the pace and energy of Bukayo Saka, while Valverde's presence was missed in midfield. Here, he changed his stakes, moving the Uruguayan back into the middle, but he opted to stick with Alaba ahead of Frangarca, who was expected in many parts to have the starting role at left-back. It was an approach which was neither conservative nor gung-ho. The fact that Alaba's first involvement was to take out Saka and earn himself a yellow card on just 4 minutes didn't help matters. On the other flank, Lewis-Skelly played so high that he looked more like a winger, with Valverde on the right in midfield having to drop back and cover him.